Big week for the team. Head off to South Bend Wednesday for a big Friday, Saturday tilt with Notre Dame. So I'll open it up to any questions.
Coach, what kind of challenges do you see so far with Notre Dame, knowing that they're ranked and they have a potent offense and everything they have going on?
Yeah, they're just they're deep at every position. Speed, they got a great goaltender. Some really, really gifted defensemen that like to activate and can do it at both ends. And then certainly they have a couple of world-class forwards, that are going to be NHL players. So deep team, and there's a reason they're a top 10 team, and they're probably better than a top 10 team, to be honest. They might be the toughest team we play all year. So we're starting out with a bang, but our guys are in a good state of mind, and we're going there to compete.
Just given the fact that you obviously have some new recruits coming in, some younger guys, after a couple weeks of practices, how big have you seen some of the older, more experienced players playing a role in getting those guys ready for an opponent like Notre Dame?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a progression because our experience, we're a new program, but most of our experience lies with obviously the guys that were here last year, but also the red shirts that didn't play for a year. So getting them up to game speed after sitting out and only practicing for a year has really been what we've been focused on. And they've done a great job. We've scrimmaged a ton and tried to simulate as best we can game speed. And we had a really good, obviously, inter-squad game Saturday night, and everyone looked good. So, just getting those guys up to speed has been one of our main focuses.
On Saturday night, Coach, but what was the reason for Bush getting scratched on Saturday night for the scrimmage?
He had an injury. He was not medically cleared yet, but he is now medically cleared, and he'll be at Notre Dame. So, and he's a heck of a player. He's going to be a kid that every bit of experience he can get early in his career will be huge for him. He's a really good player.
Garrett, before he left, give you any advice on going back to Notre Dame? Did he say anything about going back to South Bend?
No, he just promised me he'd show up wearing a pitchfork, so he better be there. And if he's wearing anything that has to do with Irish, we're gonna have an issue.
You mentioned on Saturday after the scrimmage that you would ask the refs to call anything and everything to try to get a look at your special teams. Do you feel like some of the units that you put out there might be kind of who you're going to be going with this weekend?
Yeah, I think so. And we focused pretty much, more than half of our skate today was special teams, detail on the penalty kill, and certainly, getting our units more chemistry together. But yeah, they did some good things on Saturday night, and they looked a lot better today. And that's going to be an area where if we have a chance to beat a really good team like Notre Dame, we have to win special teams battles, and that's where a team that maybe isn't quite up to speed yet with a top 5, top 10 team can make up some ground. So we need to be sharp in that area.
Any updates on, or like a leaning on goaltending? Any hints on that?
No, we're going with Joey and Rob. We'll make the trip, and we'll play it by ear. Both are, we believe, very capable of helping us win out there, and we'll see who's in on Friday.
Since I wasn't able to go, can you just, come to your inter-squad game, can you just kind of review what were the highlights there and what stood out to you the most?
I think we're going to have the ability to score this year. Last year we didn't at all. The time and space and the speed and just the structure at the Division I level was a lot for our young hybrid team to handle last year. But we added so much more depth and skill and speed up front that was noticeable. It was a really back and forth, high-paced, intense game, and we have kids that can score. So we're excited about that, I think that's the biggest difference people will see between last year's team and this year's team.